Hola, clase. All right, this will be maybe our last lesson on the preterite versus imperfect in this format. So we're going to try this out. Basically, this is a little story about eating in a restaurant. And so we're going to try to figure out whether we should use the preterite versus imperfect in these sentences. And refer back to your notes as you go through this. Okay, so try it on your own first and then come back and listen to this. Por favor. Okay, so we're going to start with the sentence. How I start this out is I have to know what's going on. So I know it's in a restaurant. There's a picture of a restaurant. I have to know what's going on in English to figure out how to attack this preterite versus imperfect thing. Okay, so let's look at the first sentence. We have the verb ser, which is to be, and then las 8 de la noche, which is a time. So we're going to say this is the past. So it was 11 at night. We, and then estar also means to be, were in a restaurant, a very famous restaurant in Kansas City. Okay, we're setting a scene for both of these. When we talk about time in the past, we use the imperfect. So we say eran las 8 de la noche, and we're using the plural form because it's ocho and this is las, it's plural. Okay, we were in a restaurant, a very famous restaurant in Kansas City. Also, imperfect. Estábamos. Nosotros estábamos en un restaurante muy famoso en Kansas City. I was with my dad and my father and my mother, but we were waiting for my little brother. Again, we're just setting a scene. There's no actions yet. Okay, so I was, the yo form of estar in the imperfect. Try to figure. Estaba. Yo estaba allí con mi padre y mi madre, pero nosotros, we were waiting for my brother. Okay, also in the imperfect. So the verb esperar is an AR verb. So esperábamos. Okay, por fin, finally, he arrived. Okay, that is a one-time action. It's not setting the scene anymore. That's actually a single action in the past. So this is preterite. Él llegó. Okay, cuando yo ser joven, so when I was little, my family used to go to this restaurant todos los años para mi cumpleaños. Every year for my birthday. Can you pick out the fact that this did not just happen once? This happened over and over. This was an imperfect tense as well. Okay, so when I was young, so cuando yo era joven, mi familia iba a este restaurante todos los años. There's your phrase that tells you it happened more than once. Nosotros, we would look at the menu. Or we were, okay, so here we have to look at the whole sentence. We were looking at the menu when the waiter arrived. So the we were looking at the menu is the continuous action in the past, and then the waiter arrived is the single action in the past. So the first verb is in the imperfect. Mirábamos. But the second verb is in the preterite. Okay, and that one is the verb llegar. Again, the verb to arrive is almost llegó, always in the preterite. I mean, not always, but it is quite often because he arrived at 5. She arrived at 3. Arrivals and departures. That was a preterite. One of those Simba cheated. One of the Simba ones. It's arrivals. The A on Simba. Okay. The next one, él nos to say las especialidades del restaurante. He told us the restaurant specialties. Okay, that sounds like a one-time thing. He didn't do it over and over. It wasn't for a long period of time. It wasn't every year. Okay, this was this last night. Whenever we went to the restaurant. Okay, so he told us Now, the verb decir in the preterite has an irregular. Nos dijo. Okay, las especialidades del restaurante. I wasn't able to decide. I couldn't decide. That one is more imperfect. I know that's kind of a hard one. No podía decidir. Por fin, finally, I asked for shrimp with garlic. So asking for something is typically in the preterite. Pidió, this is one of those stem changing verbs in the preterite. Pidió. The E changes to I. Mi madre asked, oh. Did I catch that? I actually did not use the O form. I used the LA usted form, which, señora, yo pedí. The yo form doesn't change in pedir. It's only the third person. All right, who caught it? Did you guys catch my mistake? All right. My mother asked for. Mi madre pidió. There we go. That's the pidió. El mismo, the same. Pero mi padre y mi hermano asked for different things. Okay, so they did. Pidieron. When you ask for something, when you order something, it's preterite. Okay. Yo was hungry. I had hunger. And I ate the shrimp very quickly. So I was hungry. The concept of being hungry, this one is one of those. I almost always use hunger in the imperfect. Yo tenía hambre. Okay. That's an accent mark on the I, not a T. And then, so I ate. The action of eating is typically preterite, like when you talk about what I ate the shrimp very quickly. Después nosotros, we ate a chocolate cake. So comimos. Okay, preterite of comer is comimos in the nosotros form. All right, it was 10 at night. So eran. Oh, I'm trying to do color-coded stuff here, aren't I? Okay, so eran las 10 de la noche when we left the restaurant. Preterite. Salimos. By the way, eran las 10, so this is a time. So we use the imperfect. And we walked to our car. Okay. That sounds like a single action in the past. Caminamos hacia nuestro coche. There was a lot of traffic when we left the city, and we didn't arrive home until 11. So the verb haber typically is used in the imperfect, because the concept of there was is like that was existing before my actions were taking place. So before we left the city, there was traffic. So that's my explanation of it. But the verb to leave is in the preterite. Salimos. And we didn't arrive. No llegamos. Also preterite, although those both look like present tense. En casa hasta las 11, perdón. Okay? Hopefully this is understandable. I understand, guys. It's just one of those hard concepts. Like sometimes like this one. I mean, you could argue this could have been tuve. But, so it just really depends on how you translate it. If you were to put this on a test and my key said tenía, I would see, hey, this could actually be something that might work as well. Okay, because you might have been hungry at that moment as well. So, okay, anyway, take care. Gracias. Adios.